The Viper and the File. A viper entered a smith's shop and looked up and down for something to eat. He settled at last upon a file and began to gnaw at it greedily. "Bite away," said the file gruffly. "You'll get little from me. It is my business to take from all and give to none." Lesson: before you attack, know thine enemy. The Serpent and the Man. The child of a villager, while at play in a field at the back of his father's house, by chance trod upon a snake, which turned round and bit him. The child died of the bite, and the father, pursuing the snake, aimed a blow at him and cut off a piece of his tail. The snake gained his hole, and the next day the man came and laid at the mouth of the hole some honey, meal, and salt, and made offers of peace, thinking to entice the snake forth and kill him. "It won't do," hissed out the snake. "As long as I miss my tail and you your child, there can be no good will between us." Lesson: a false truce is worse than battle. The Stag and the Fawn. A fawn once said to a stag, "How is it that you, who are so much bigger and stronger and fleeter than a dog, are in such a fright when you behold one? If you stood your ground and used your horns, I should think the hounds would fly from you." "I have said that to myself, little one, over and over again," replied the stag, "and made up my mind to act upon it. But yet no sooner do I hear the voice of a dog than I am ready to jump out of my skin." Lesson: no arguments will give courage to a coward. The Owls, the Bats, and the Sun. The owls, bats, and several other birds of night used to meet together in a thick shade, where they abused their neighbors in a very sociable manner. Their satire at last fell upon the sun, whom they all agreed to be very troublesome, impertinent, and inquisitive. The sun chanced to overhear his critics, but contented himself with replying, "Ladies, I care little for your opinion, but I wonder how you dare abuse one who could in an instant destroy you. However, the only answer I shall give you, or the revenge I shall take of you, is to shine on." Lesson: gossips are best answered by silence. The Fox and the Woodcutter. A fox, having been hunted hard and run a long chase, saw a woodcutter at work and begged him to help him to some hiding place. The man said he might go into his cottage, which was close by. He was no sooner in than the huntsman came up. "Have you seen a fox pass this way?" said they. The woodcutter said no, but pointed at the same time towards the place where the fox lay. The huntsman did not take the hint, however, and made off again at full speed. The fox, who had seen all that took place through a chink in the wall, thereupon came out and was walking away without a word. "Why, how now," said the man, "haven't you got the manners to thank your host before you go?" "Yes, yes," said the fox. "If your deeds had been as honest as your words, I would have given you thanks." Lesson: sincerity is shown by the heart. The Bull and the Goat. A bull, being pursued by a lion, spied a cave and fled towards it, meaning to take shelter there. A goat came to the mouth of the cave, and menacing the bull with his horns, disputed the passage. The bull, having no time to lose, was obliged to make off again without delay, but not before saying to the goat, "Were it not for the lion that is behind me, I would soon let you know the difference between a bull and a goat." Lesson: valor does not always show itself by blows. The Hunted Beaver. The tail of the beaver was once thought to be of use in medicine, and the animal was often hunted on that account. A shrewd old fellow of the race, being hard pressed by the dogs, and knowing well why they were after him, had the resolution and the presence of mind to bite off his tail and leave it behind him, and thus escaped with his life. Lesson: the skin is nearer than the cloak. The Cat and the Cock. A cat one day caught a cock and resolved to make a meal of him. He first asked him, however, what defense he had to make. "What reason can you give," said he, "for your screaming at night so? No honest body can sleep for you." "Nay," answered the cock, "I only crow in the service of man, to tell him when it is time to begin work." "What nonsense you talk," said the cat. "You are mistaken if you think that such an excuse as that will do me out of my breakfast." Lesson: no plea will protect the innocent from the unjust judge. The Dog and his Shadow. A dog, bearing in his mouth a piece of meat that he had stolen, was crossing a smooth stream by means of a plank. Looking in, he saw what he took to be another dog carrying another piece of meat. Snapping greedily to get this as well, he let go of the meat that he had and lost it in the stream. Lesson: catch at the shadow and you lose the substance. The river fish and the sea fish. A large freshwater pike was carried out to sea by a strong current. He gave himself great airs on account of what he considered his superior race and descent, and despised the sea fishes among whom he had found himself. "You value yourself at a great price," said a little stranger, "but if ever it is our fate to come to the market, you will find that I am thought a good deal more of there than you." Lesson: size does not determine value.